Engaging in a sexual experience with a narcissist can feel like sleeping with the devil himself. This experience leaves you questioning your attractiveness and self-worth, making you feel like an object and leaving you confused about what just happened. Narcissists deny you closure and make everything about themselves. Why is it so painful? Their strange sexual behaviors and habits play a significant role, which we'll explore today. In today's episode, we will cover 5 bizarre sexual habits and behaviors of narcissists. If this topic interests you, please subscribe to the channel to help spread awareness about narcissistic abuse. Habit number 1. Approach avoidance. One of the most confusing and hurtful behaviors narcissists exhibit is approach avoidance. When you initiate sex, they always say no, this isn't a mere coincidence, it's a deliberate tactic. They won't let things happen on your terms because they need to have power and control over you. They must be the ones who dictate the terms of your sexual relationship. However, when they want sex, you must comply, regardless of your condition. Imagine you've just had surgery and are still recovering. Despite your pain and need for rest, they demand sex, showing no empathy. This lack of consideration isn't accidental. It's another power play. If you refuse, they threaten to cheat, making it seem like they'll leave the relationship to meet their physical needs. They might say things like, if you don't give me what I need, I'll find someone who will. This kind of manipulation instills fear and insecurity in you. But what about your needs? What about the times when you crave intimacy or physical connection? Those needs are irrelevant to a narcissist. Being constantly rejected makes you feel worthless. You start thinking there's something wrong with you. You might wonder if you're unattractive, too thin, too fat, or if there's something wrong with your body or smell. You try to change, lose weight, gain weight, change how you dress or smell, but nothing fixes the situation. The issue isn't with you, it's with their need to control and dominate. Habit number 2. Sex after fights. Another bizarre behavior narcissists display is wanting sex immediately after an intense fight or argument. To most people, this seems counterintuitive. How could someone desire intimacy right after causing emotional pain? For narcissists, your pain is their pleasure. When they see you sad, they get aroused and want to patch up. They won't address their abusive behaviors or the trauma they've caused. They expect you to comply. This leads to a sexual trauma bond, where you have low lows and high highs. You have sex right after a fight, creating a hormonal cocktail of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins mixed with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This keeps you entangled with the narcissist because it's the only time you feel connected. Imagine the emotional turmoil of arguing intensely with someone, feeling hurt and misunderstood, only to have them initiate sex right after. It's confusing and emotionally draining. The fight and subsequent sex create a cycle of trauma bonding. You experience extreme emotional lows followed by intense physical highs, which muddles your sense of reality and deepens your emotional dependence on the narcissist. For narcissists, this is about more than just physical satisfaction. It's a way to reassert control. After a fight, they feel a loss of power and fear abandonment. By initiating sex, they pull you back into their orbit, re-establishing their dominance. This cycle of conflict and physical reconciliation ensures that you remain emotionally and physically tethered to them. Habit number 3. Controlling sexual positions. Controlling sexual positions is another way narcissists exert dominance. This isn't about preferences or exploring different ways to connect physically. It's about power. A narcissist prefers positions that lock your body, making you unable to move. They want to be on top, controlling your movements. When you try to participate, they stop you, wanting to use you rather than connect with you. For them, sex is about exerting control and feeling dominant, not about intimacy. They want you to feel powerless and objectified. This kind of behavior can leave you feeling degraded and used. Think about a scenario where you're in a vulnerable position, both physically and emotionally, during sex. You try to move or change the dynamic, seeking some form of mutual connection, but they immediately shut you down. They might say things like, "I don't like that, stop it." This rejection isn't about discomfort or preference, it's about maintaining control. For narcissists, sex is another tool to assert their dominance. By controlling the physical aspects of the act, they reinforce their superiority. You become an object for their gratification rather than a partner in a shared experience. This behavior can leave lasting emotional scars, making you feel insignificant and unworthy of genuine connection. Habit number 4. Excessive use of pornography. Excessive use of pornography is another destructive behavior common among narcissists. This isn't about personal preferences or exploring fantasies together. It's about choosing the artificial over the real. They prefer watching porn instead of connecting with you. This behavior is often non-consensual, disregarding your feelings and desires. Imagine sitting next to your partner, waiting for a moment of genuine connection, only to find them engrossed in porn. They choose strangers on a screen over the real, living person next to them. This rejection isn't about your attractiveness or desirability, it's about their inability to connect with reality. Narcissists can't handle the vulnerability required for real intimacy. Being present with you would mean acknowledging their own emotions and imperfections, something they avoid at all costs. They prefer the fantasy world of pornography where they can control the narrative and remain detached. This behavior can be incredibly damaging to your self-esteem. You start questioning your worth and desirability. The narcissist might even blame you, saying things like, "You're not doing it right," or "You're not attractive enough." These comments are designed to deflect responsibility and make you feel inadequate. The truth is, their excessive use of porn is a reflection of their inability to connect emotionally, not a measure of your worth. Habit number 5. Lack of intimacy and treating your body like a toy. The most destructive habit is the lack of intimacy and treating your body like a toy. Initially, narcissists might be very intimate, making you feel a strong connection. They know how to make you feel special and desired. This initial phase, often called love bombing, is designed to hook you emotionally. They shower you with affection and attention, making you feel like you've found the perfect partner. But as the relationship progresses, they withdraw this intimacy, leaving you starved for affection. This change isn't random, it's part of their strategy to control you. They know how to make you doubt yourself and your attractiveness by withholding sex. They might say things like, "I'm just not in the mood," or "You're too clingy," making you feel like you're the problem. Some narcissists never offer intimacy. They might refuse to kiss or engage in any behavior that feels too intimate. For them, sex is a mechanical act, devoid of emotional connection. They might even become angry if you try to initiate more intimate acts, like kissing. This refusal isn't about personal preference. It's about avoiding vulnerability and emotional exposure. On the other end of the spectrum, somatic narcissists might create intense sexual chemistry on purpose. This isn't about genuine connection but about demonstrating their prowess. They use their bodies to manipulate and control you, making you believe there's something special to hold on to. But this intensity is shallow, lacking true emotional depth. Ultimately, they treat you like an object. They use your body for their gratification and discard you once they're done. There's no aftercare, no genuine connection. You might crave a tender touch or a kind word, but they've already moved on, leaving you feeling used and discarded. This lack of intimacy can leave deep emotional wounds, making it hard to trust and connect with others in the future. If this episode resonated with you or if you have your own experiences to share, please leave a comment below. Your voice matters, and sharing your story can provide validation and support to others who may be going through similar challenges. Thank you for tuning in. I encourage you to continue your journey of healing and self-discovery. Remember, the path to recovery may be challenging, but it is also empowering. You are deserving of love, respect, and happiness. As always, let the healing begin and continue. If you found this episode helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing it with others who may benefit from this information. Together, we can raise awareness about narcissistic abuse and support those on their journey to healing. Stay blessed and irresistible.